Hi, my name is Devin. Today I'm going to go over how to seal your asphalt driveway. This is the second video in the two-part series. The first video I went through why we seal it. So if you want to check out that video first, go to my website at the www.thepavementengineer.com. Otherwise today I'm going to go over how to prepare your driveway, the tools and the materials you need, and then the proper preparation, and then I'm actually going to show you a quick demonstration of how to apply the material. So I want to encourage you that you may still be a little nervous about trying something like this by yourself or for the first time, but don't worry. Hopefully this video will help ease some of those fears, and hopefully after you watch it you'll feel a lot more comfortable sealing your own asphalt driveway. So what tools do you need to seal coat a driveway? Probably the most important material or tool is what type of asphalt emulsion do you want to use. There's a wide variety of asphalt emulsions. You can buy the products at your big box store. You can buy the commercial brands. You can buy ones that are thicker, ones that are thinner, ones that rejuvenate. Again, don't overcomplicate it. What I would do is either decide you want to buy something at the big box store or just buy a commercial brand online. They probably all work, but one thing I want to warn you is generally with an asphalt sealer, the more money they cost, they probably have a better chance of lasting longer. And the reason why I say that is typically the percent asphalt or your polymers or the type of filler they use or percent solids, the more of that material that's in there and the higher quality, it tends to drive up the price. And so what we actually decided to do for this driveway, we went with a commercial grade sealer. Never actually used this company before, but it's Big A Asphalt Sealer from Asphalt Seal Coating Direct. It's a commercial brand. It's not cheap. It's $110 for a single 5-gallon pail. I recommend buying in bulk. I think the price got down to about $85 when we bought 6 of them on a pallet. So if you can buy in bulk, or if you want to do a project with your neighbor, I'd really recommend it. Again, it went from like $110 down to about $85. So the price to me is a lot better, but it's something we wanted to try because the last time this driveway was sealed, they bought the stuff from the big box store and it only lasted about a year or two. That doesn't mean it's a bad product. I just want you to understand that good products cost money. I'd also recommend, again, for like $10, we bought a pail opener, make it a little easier. You don't need this. It's also up to you. I just bought like a paint stirrer. You can hook it on a drill, just a standard drill. I think it makes it a lot easier. And again, once you start going with this, you want to be able to go very quickly, you know, just so you get a nice uniform coating and you don't want some areas to start setting up a little bit. And it also makes sure, or helps make sure that the product is uniform in consistency. Then again, today we're just going to use a standard hose and a broom to clean the surface. You want to make sure you do this ahead of time and allow it to dry. You could do this or a pressure washer. If the surface is really dirty, I would definitely use a pressure washer. You have to decide how much effort you want to put into it. If your driveway is really dirty, definitely clean it better. So for other tools, you'll also need a standard sealing squeegee. Again, I just got this, a 24-inch one at the big box store. The other thing I'm going to recommend is buying a soft bristled brush. And I'm going to use this for cutting our edges. And you can cut the edges with a standard squeegee, but I believe starting out, it's going to be a lot easier keeping a straight line using a brush like this. You have less of a chance of getting it on areas you don't want, like for example, your concrete sidewalk. And if you're still nervous, even with the brush, that you might get some sealer on an area you don't want, tape up your joints just with some paper. You also then, for preparation, you need a good leaf blower or just a leaf blower or an air compressor. You want to be able to get all that dust and dirt off. And obviously just some standard safety glasses and some hearing protection. I also would recommend some old shoes or some rubber boots. I will probably switch into rubber boots just so you don't wreck your clothes. There's a chance this stuff will splash on you a little bit, especially when you're dumping or you're mixing the material. So one of the first things you should do before you begin the project, you have to determine the amount of square footage you have with your driveway. And actually I have a video, you can find that on my website, where I actually just show you a quick video on how to get your length times your width and how to calculate your square footage. Basically, you take your driveway, you split it up into simple shapes, and then you know how many square feet each 5-gallon pail will cover, and then you just kind of figure out the math. And I would also make sure you have some extra material so you don't run out. So for preparation, it's probably one of the most important things you can do. If you think about what we're trying to do, we're trying to take an asphalt sealer and get it to bond to your asphalt. So if that asphalt is dirty or dusty, it's going to hurt that bond. And what's probably going to happen, the product may not fail right away, but it's probably not going to last as long as you want it to. So what we're going to do on this driveway, again, you can probably see there's some like smashed up berries, there's some leaves. We're going to do an initial cleaning with the leaf blower, and then we're going to use just a standard garden hose and use that along with a broom to try to get as much, hopefully get all the dust off. And then we're going to let it dry. Very important to let your pavement dry. And then at that point, we're probably going to hit it with a leaf blower right before we seal the driveway. I just got done washing and scrubbing the pavement, getting it ready for the asphalt sealer. You can see the edges appeared to have dried a lot faster than other areas. One explanation for this is those areas might have more sealer still left on them, which is keeping the water from penetrating the asphalt. This is part of the reason why we seal our pavements. It keeps the water out, which then it slows down the deterioration of our pavement, and our pavement should last longer. So another part of preparation is making sure you seal your cracks properly. You can actually check out my crack sealing video on my website, and in the future I also plan on doing additional videos where I will show you how to maintain different types of cracks, some that are really cracked up, some more of a pothole. So again, you can get access to this information at my website. So another part of preparation is you want to make sure you have clean edges. So depending on how much the grass hangs over, you might want to just use a weed whacker or an edger just to clean up the edges, and then broom them off, or use a pressure washer to get any remaining dirt or dust off your pavement. So the driveway is ready to be sealed. It's been cleaned and prepared. I would still keep a leaf blower or a broom nearby because we have trees all around, so there's a good chance debris will fall on the surface before we're done sealing it. Definitely want to recommend follow the manufacturer's recommendation. There's a wide range of asphalt sealers out there, and they all react or can set up differently. So please follow the directions. Make sure you're looking at the weather. You don't want this stuff getting rained on before it sets up, otherwise it could start running off your pavement. You also want to keep an eye on the temperature. This asphalt sealer will set up faster if on a day that's 90 degrees and sunny versus a day that's 50 degrees and overcast. The hotter the pavement, the hotter it is outside, the faster this is going to get set up. Again, you don't need to be nervous about that, but just keep going. You don't want to take a 20-minute break. One thing I would recommend is, if this is a first time sealing a driveway, is figure out the square footage on certain sections of your driveway. And actually I have a video that shows how to do that. And because the reason why you want to do that is you want to figure out, for example, if this area behind me is 400 square feet and a pail of material will go about 400 square feet, we know we should use about 1 pail of sealer in that area. And so that way you can make adjustments before you get all the way to the end, and you can get the right amount of sealer on the pavement. So what we're going to do is, first thing we're going to do is cut in the edges, and all that means is you're going to go around the edges with the sealer with a broom or a squeegee. It's your choice. We picked this, the broom because we think it's going to be easier to cut the edges. And then after that, you use your squeegee to fill in the gaps. And you can do the zigzag pattern, the S pattern. We're going to use the back and forth pattern. And the reason why I prefer that method is because I feel anytime you can work that material back and forth 2 or 3 times, you have a better chance of catching areas that you missed. And I also feel it gives you an opportunity to work that material in a little bit better on that surface and hopefully increase the bond just slightly. But again, it's your choice. You can pick whatever option you want. So let's get started. cut a nice line. Take your time till you get the hang of it. Just keep working the material. If you have to, go over it a couple times. Stuff's going on really nice. So when you're starting to pour the asphalt sealer, I'd recommend stay away from your concrete edges to reduce the chances of getting it on your concrete. So again, just work it back and forth 2-3 times so you get a nice coat. Keep working it in. So one thing you want to watch out for, and you probably already saw this, when you're doing the back and forth method, you got to make sure you tilt your squeegee down so it doesn't start hopping, otherwise it will splatter. We actually got a few splatter marks, but it cleans up with soap and water. Make sure you get it before it dries, but otherwise just get your squeegee right and it'll go really smooth. So we're about halfway done. It's going really well. This product's going down really nicely. One thing I want to show you, and the reason why I'd like to go over it twice, you can see here where you got dimples in the surface. So that's either from when they paved it, or it just, as asphalt ages, some of the fines and the sands can come out of the surface. Either way, by going over it twice, you can see here, you fill in a lot of those areas. So what you're looking at here is the part closest to the garage was the first stuff we did. You can see as the stuff's starting to break, it goes from a brown to black color. And then the set time is the time it takes to be able to handle traffic from vehicles or from people. And then curing can take anywhere from days to weeks. But this is what you want to see. You want to see it go from a brown to a black. So we just got done sealing it. We're very happy with the results. The Big A asphalt sealer from Asphalt Seal Coating Direct worked really well. The product went on very uniform. All the pails were very consistent. And again, we would recommend it, assuming that it lasts, hopefully that 3-4 years, which is what the website discusses. So definitely I would use the product again. And just a reminder, make sure you follow the manufacturer's recommendation on when you can start driving on it. I believe this product is around 24 hours. Doesn't hurt to wait a little longer though, to really let the product cure and get all that water out of it. The longer you let it cure, the stronger it will be. And so I just want to encourage you that you can definitely do this yourself. If we can do it, I know you can do it. And I wish you the best of luck. If you want to check out future videos, check out my website at www.thepavementengineer.com. Thank you.